Well, today, county elections boards certified the votes from the November local elections. At this time, we know that canvassing has wrapped up in southeastern North Carolina. Board of Election officials also heard challenges to any election results and conducted requested recounts. And there were 2 recounts in Brunswick County. In the Boiling Spring Lakes Commissioner's race, Ernie Sirianni requested the recount after unofficial totals showed him 5 votes behind Todd Osborne for the second open seat. The Board of Elections director tells us that the recount did not change the results of this race. And in Southport, Mike Crosby requested a recount in the Board of Aldermen Ward 1 race. In the unofficial results, Crosby finished just 9 votes behind incumbent Robert Carroll for the second available seat. The Board of Elections director tells us that Crosby actually lost 1 vote and that Carroll remains the winner.